your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Our top story, members of Congress were targeted in an attack at a baseball field in Virginia.
The House Majority Whip, Steve Scalise, was shot, but his injuries are not fatal. Lana Zach has live report in Alexandria.
Good evening. The police, still assembled behind me, are planning another press conference in about a half an hour. That's when we expect to get an update on the health status of those 5 victims, including 2 that are in critical condition, one of whom is a top Republican in Congress. Now investigators are trying to determine if the shooter, who is deceased, was in fact targeting them.
Baseball equipment left on the field, scattered remnants of a summer morning interrupted by gunfire. The assailant shooting at least 5 victims, including the Republican whip, Congressman Steve Scalise, who is now in critical condition.
Steve and others, you are deeply in our prayers. We count the minutes until you return.
Partisanship was cast aside in a shared disbelief. Democrats seen here praying for their Republican colleagues.
We are united in our shock. We are united in our anguish. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us.
Senator Bernie Sanders reacting to reports that the shooter may have volunteered on his campaign.
I am sickened by this despicable act.
Investigators are still trying to determine the motive of the shooter, believed to be 66-year-old James T. Hodgkinson of Belleville, Illinois. Just before the shooting began, one congressman was approached by a stranger.
I did have an interaction with someone in the parking lot who asked me if the team practicing was a Democrat or Republican team. I told him they were Republicans. He said, "Okay, thanks."
Moments later, gunshots pierced the air. The shooter at third base, Congressman Scalise, hit on second.
He dragged himself after he was shot from near second base about 10 or 15 yards into the field, just to be, I think, a little further away from the gunman, but he was laying motionless out there.
Capitol Hill police on the scene returning fire.
Our brave Capitol Police perform a challenging job with incredible skill, and their sacrifice makes democracy possible.
2 of those Capitol Police officers were injured. And to give you a bit of context, the baseball field where this all took place is just a block up this way, and 12 miles away is the Capitol itself. That's where Republicans and Democrats are coming together in that show of solidarity and strength. They have determined that that charity baseball game will in fact go on as initially planned tomorrow, with one important difference. Both Republicans and Democrats will all be wearing the same jerseys, that of LSU, the favorite team of Congressman Scalise. Reporting live from the Delray section of Alexandria, Lana Zach, ABC News. Back to you.
Thank you, Lana. Our 2 Suncoast congressmen, Representative Vern Buchanan and Tom Rooney, are both in Washington, D.C. right now. Both are safe. Congressman Buchanan's staff tells us he was not at the practice this morning. He did release a statement on his Facebook page saying, quote, "My staff and I are safe, praying for Steve Scalise, congressional staff, and Capitol Police officers involved." We have also learned that Congressman Tom Rooney was at that baseball practice this morning, but he left about 5 minutes before that shooting happened.
Governor Rick Scott and the Florida cabinet held a moment of silence before their meeting today in response to the shooting. Florida's Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam is a former member of Congress. He says there was never a large security presence when he took part in the practices and games during his time in the nation's capital.
As a guy that played on the baseball team for 10 years, it's scary to think, and it just reinforces that there's no such thing as normal, there's no such thing as ordinary in any law enforcement officer's shift.
Governor Scott also responded to the shooting today saying, quote, "Hopefully we can all say a prayer for everyone involved that they are safe and will have a full recovery."
In other news, Governor Rick Scott making sure state employees across Florida get a pay raise. Scott will sign a bill today that includes $183 million that will be used to offer pay hikes for workers. Employees who currently earn $40,000 a year or less will get a $1,400 pay raise. Those earning more than $40,000 will get a $1,000 raise. The legislation also authorizes 5% pay raises to state law enforcement officers and 10% raises to judges, state attorneys, and public defenders.
Active afternoon in the weather scene, some severe weather in the area earlier this afternoon. Let's get the latest now from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, a little earlier today, showers and storms around. The timing of the storms changing just a little bit. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing the clouds kind of gathering right around 3 o'clock and really moving through Lakewood Ranch toward Manatee County. That's the activity right there that became severe, with winds up to 60 miles an hour, small hail, and very heavy rainfall. It moved up in toward Parrish and parts of Manatee County, then eventually fizzled out. Currently, we have some clouds in Sarasota Bay, not a lot going on, some light rain at the airport right now. Temperature is cool, that's nice, 75, and the dew point 71. Winds are out of the east, northeast at 9. There's that storm. It was around, it was really intense with a lot of lightning strikes and very heavy rainfall just for a short period of time. Then it moved up into Pinellas County. And then we have light to moderate precipitation occurring all throughout east Manatee and into eastern portions of Sarasota County. Notice not much right there at Anna Maria Island, also in northwest Bradenton, Palmetto, Bradenton, also checking in fairly quiet. They had a little bit of rainfall there, but not enough to measure. 1.71 inches to the south of Parrish, 2.1 just to the northeast. There's a flood advisory in effect until 5:30, meaning some of the roadways there could have some ponding of water, tough driving throughout that region. In Sarasota, it's been fairly quiet west of I-75. Some light rain, as I mentioned, the airport down to toward downtown Sarasota. Some heavier storms in the inland areas. Well, more in our forecast. Let you know about our rain chances as we get closer to the weekend, coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The Sarasota Police Department is launching an internal affairs investigation into a hit-and-run accident on Tamiami Trail. The police department responded to the email but did not launch a search for the vehicle for 16 days. Posting this video, spokeswoman for the department told us the department launched an internal affairs investigation into this incident. Tonight, the driver who was hit is speaking out.
I just hope something happens. I'm not sure what, but with everything I've been dealing with and the lack, I guess, of help, I just want some kind of resolution and something out of it.
With no way to prove who was behind the wheel at the time and no further leads, the case was inactivated until further information becomes available, which is why it's extremely important for people who witness a hit-and-run accident to report it. The spokeswoman for the department tells us they have launched that investigation. We do not know the outcome at this point.
An update now on a fire that broke out at a Bradenton business. Officials say a vape shot caught on fire just before 7 o'clock last night on 26th Street West. The two-alarm fire spread throughout the shop, which is right across the street from the Cedar Hammock Fire Department. The building suffered about $250,000 in damage. No injuries were reported. The cause of that fire has yet to be determined.
A man is in critical condition after an early morning motorcycle accident in Sarasota. These are the photos from the scene. These come from the Sarasota Police Department. The crash happened around 5:30 a.m. at Myrtle Street and North Tamiami Trail. The motorcycle rider was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital for treatment. The crash remains under investigation.
A temporary setback for plans to upgrade a Gulfside Park in Bradenton Beach. The city wants to enhance the Katie Parola Sunset Park on Gulf Drive North. Plans include better landscaping, moving the park sign closer to the street, and replacing the old ropes and bollards in the ground. But the mayor says they just found out zoning has to be changed first before any work can be done.
So now that's going to be a little hindrance. It'll slow us up a little bit on our plans. We'll have to go through the rezoning change, and then we'll be able to proceed with an improvement area, or improvements for Katie Parola Park.
The mayor expects improvements to be completed before the start of next tourist season. By the way, Katie Parola is a former mayor of Bradenton Beach.
What some call one of the best 4th of July fireworks shows in the state will be back on Siesta Key this year. The Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce estimates 20,000 to 30,000 people will visit the Key to see the 2017 fireworks display. The chamber has raised $30,000 for the show so far. However, with just 20 days to go, they're still $20,000 short of the $50,000 goal. Ann Frescura, the executive director for the Sarasota Key Chamber, says that those who have donated will have a spot in the preferred viewing area along with reserved parking.
The display is one of the top in Florida, and it is free and open to the public. However, in order to pay for these fireworks, it is a community fundraising effort. So we are still accepting applications and sponsorships for the support.
Fireworks will start at dusk on the 4th. If you would like to donate, you're asked to call the Siesta Key Chamber or visit the website.
Great spot to take in the fireworks
And
there.
it might be worth donating to get that parking in those VIP spots.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a rising death toll in the fatal fire that engulfed a London high-rise, sending dozens of people to the hospital.
And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast and let us know about some of the systems he's been following. Plus, smarts linked to sleep, how certain sleep patterns may help students get better grades. It's coming up in Health Smart.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. Musical prodigies from all over the world are right here on the Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll get a preview of the upcoming Mostly Mozart concert as part of the Sarasota Music Festival. A Suncoast nature photographer shows off his passion and his unique use of light, plus toys that bring back childhood memories, and the Rosemary joins us in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live in the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Rip it up again. Give me one chance, give me one chance. I'm gonna make it. Give me my chance, this is my chance. I'm gonna take it.
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
London endures another tragedy less than 2 weeks after a deadly terror attack.
Early this morning, a fatal fire ripped through a high-rise apartment as most people slept. ABC's Molly Hunter is on the scene with the latest.
All 24 stories ravaged. The structure, home to some 600 people, scorched by the raging inferno that burned for more than 15 hours. Residents say the fire broke out just before 1 a.m. and engulfed the entire tower within 30 minutes.
Yeah, there was smoke everywhere, literally everywhere. There was people downstairs, people screaming.
Fast-moving flames and thick smoke trapped people inside.
What floor are you on? 7, yeah?
Firefighters arriving on the scene within 6 minutes, but were blocked by the heat and falling debris.
In my 29 years in the London Fire Brigade, I have never seen a fire of this nature.
Residents doing anything to stay alive.
People jumping out literally and putting sheets down to try and get out of the building. Windows exploding, big massive pieces of debris falling to the floor.
Yeah, people have jumped off because they had no other option to.
How high up?
The top floor.
This man and his family made it out safely.
The smoke everywhere, people screaming, the other neighbors were coming out. There was a fireman there going, get out, get out.
Many rushed to the scene looking for missing friends and relatives.
I'm looking for my brother.
It was total chaos. This woman's sister and nephew are still unaccounted for. At this point, police say they don't know what started that fire.
It's going to take a period of time before we truly understand what has occurred, what has occurred, and the investigation will be complex and, as you would expect, very, very thorough.
Now, this is the material, that external cladding that investigators will be looking at whether or not it contributed to the speed of that blaze. But tonight, surviving residents just want answers. In London, Molly Hunter, ABC News.
Apparently they're checking other high-rises now for that same material to just, prevent something like that from happening again.
Good idea.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch that video.
Yep. All right. Busy day for you, huh?
Yeah, the afternoon. We were out in the water during the day. It was nice, not too bad out there. This is going to be typical, I think, the upcoming days. Afternoon and evening storms, look out. We have a photo that was sent in from the Bridge Street Pier, right there by the bridge tender, off again there on Anna Maria Island. And you can see a large complex of storms there, one in particular turning severe, and the severe thunderstorm warning was issued just shortly after this photo was taken by the National Weather Service. It was around just for a short period of time. In fact, the severe thunderstorm warning was supposed to last for over 45 minutes. It was done after about 20, so it got up to severe levels and then quickly faded away. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing that same storm developing and moving just basically to the east of Lakewood Ranch, so they avoided the heavy part of this storm as it made its way up toward the northern portion of Manatee County this afternoon. Still some rainfall there, but not nearly the intensity that they saw over parts of northern Manatee County. Well, the story is that we're staying in this pattern for some time now. High pressure off the east coast of Florida, which is a pretty typical setup for this time of year. High pressure will bring us that east to southeasterly wind flow, which always brings in that warm, moist, muggy air, and that collides with that west coast sea breeze. It's the same situation that we normally see every summer. Now, it's got to start already, and it looks like it's not going away anytime soon, so we need something to happen, high pressure to get right over the top of us to really shut this down, and that's not happening anytime soon. Now, you can see that big storm right there moving up into Pinellas County, and now we have a few lightning strikes into eastern portions of Manatee County. Notice not much again. There's a little looks like some sort of zone that no rain can get into there from Osprey, Venice, and Inglewood right now. But I think some of these will eventually break this down, and we'll get some light rain moving in there over the next hour or so. It doesn't appear that we'll see anything too strong. You see these showers out in the Gulf kind of weakening, so we've had a little bit of cloud cover around, kind of keeping the atmosphere a little bit more stable. Well, what's going on in the tropics? Yesterday we were talking about an area right here that had a 20% chance of developing. Well, now it's shifting off to the west. Now, the 20% chance is basically over the Bay of Campeche, through the Yucatan Peninsula, all the way over into the Western Caribbean. The 20% chance is over the next 5 days. Nothing to worry about. Just it kind of gives you an indication that, yes, we are in hurricane season, and things can pop up rather quickly. So keep that in mind as we move through the next several months. And then what's this out here? A very impressive-looking tropical wave, which the National Hurricane Center now is monitoring very closely as it makes its way to the west. It, too, has a 20% chance developing in the next 5 days, so that could beat the other one out. 75 degrees right now. That's our temperature. It's cooled down here closer to home, and the relative humidity at 87%. We have a barometer 30.05 inches. Forecast tomorrow, it doesn't change much. We'll see a few clouds around in the morning. A chance for a late morning shower, but more so late afternoon and evening storms are in the mix, and they'll be hit or miss, too. Not everyone's going to get the rain like we're seeing today, but some of the storms could turn severe. It's unlikely this time, but there's one or two that there's always a possibility of those changing into severe thunderstorms later on in the day. As far as that wind flow goes, rather light out of the east and southeast with a little sea breeze developing each and every afternoon. This model does not depict that much activity tomorrow afternoon, and so the rain chance still is at 50% for those scattered mainly afternoon and evening storms. Well, as far as boaters are concerned, winds out of the southeast, again, turning to the southwest, similar to what we saw today, will be the same for, it looks like, Thursday. Here's the forecast for the next 7 days. We'll see a 50% chance for storms on Thursday. Friday, just a little less action. And same goes for Saturday, back to 50 on Father's Day. 60% chances Monday, Tuesday of next week. Back to you, Scott.
Okay, Bob, thank you. And Suncoast Traffic Watch. Northbound traffic on Interstate 75 slow going at this hour. This is from Clark Road all the way north to University Parkway. A lot of red, slow going at this hour on I-75 as you head north. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, about 2 billion people are overweight or obese. That's about 30% of the world's population. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine looked at data from 195 countries from 1980 to 2015. Since 1980, obesity rates have doubled in 70 countries, and childhood obesity has increased faster in many countries than the adult obesity rate. Having a high body mass index accounted for 4 million deaths in 2015. And more than 2/3 of those deaths were from heart disease. Some encouraging news for preemies and their families. Not all, but most premature babies are ready to begin to kindergarten on time and perform as well as full-termers in elementary and middle school. That's according to a study by Northwestern University researchers on babies born in Florida from 1992 to 2002. Of babies born in the 23 to 24-week window, 65% were considered kindergarten ready on time, which is not too far off the 85% rate for full-term babies. The discouraging part, close to 34% of extremely premature kids were ranked as low academic performers by Florida's testing, compared to about 6% of full-term babies. Students who have irregular sleep patterns are more likely to have lower grades. That's according to a study of Harvard scientists. The researchers calculated a student's sleep regularity on an index of 0 to 100. For every score increase of 10 on that regularity index, the student had an average increase of 0.10 on their GPA. What's interesting is that the GPA did not change with sleep duration, just regularity of going to sleep and waking up around the same time every day. That's likely because changing your bedtime is likely to lead to a delayed release of the sleep hormone melatonin and alter the body's circadian clock. A daring rescue caught on camera after 2 people get caught up in a rip current. And a happy day for parents of twins that were conjoined at birth.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
I dropped it on the floor, and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries Plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
A fun day at the beach turned into a nightmare for a New York woman and her children after she became stuck in a rip current. Fortunately, a police officer was on the beach at the time and heard the woman screaming and jumped into action. He stripped off his belt and gun and jumped into the water. When the officer realized more than one swimmer was in trouble, he asked 4 nearby surfers to help, who were able to rescue the woman and 1 other person from drowning.
I said everything's going to be all right. Just hold on to the board. We got you. Just stay calm. Everything's going to be fine.
If I panic, I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna drown. You didn't just save my life, you saved my kid's life.
Remember, if you get caught in a rip current, they do happen here as well. Swim parallel to the shore. A store clerk in New York City is recovering after being attacked with fresh produce. A clerk at a Bronx deli was seriously injured after being pelted with avocados and bananas. Surveillance cameras captured the attacks as 2 men hurled avocado after avocado at the clerk before running away. Police say the attack followed a dispute over a food order. The 21-year-old clerk suffered a broken jaw, fractures, and a cut to his face.
Twin North Carolina sisters are recovering in an intensive care unit. Medical staff at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia say they have successfully separated the 10-month-old conjoined twins during an 11-hour surgery. Hospital officials say the surgery was carefully orchestrated, down to marking monitors and equipment with green or purple tape, 1 color assigned to each girl. This is the 23rd time the hospital has separated conjoined twins. More than 12,000 students from across Canada competed in this year's Google Doodle contest. Today, one high schooler's work is making her big debut on the tech company's Canadian homepage with the theme of What I See for Canada's Future. The Toronto high schooler describes her doodle as one where wind power will be an alternative energy source for Canada's future. She believes wind power will eventually generate energy for a number of items, including transportation and the internet. It's really pretty.
That's really good.
It's really good. It's creative, but it's also really just gorgeous. So great job. And I think she's got something with the wind power. It does generate a lot of energy, and hopefully more and more of that. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, what's happening to the oranges that give our state its legendary citrus crop.
How some local growers are holding up against citrus greening and how it's been impacting their livelihood.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.